man, I still play this game probably. I throw it on maybe once or twice a month sometimes. I just play it. This game, I don't know why I would say it relaxes me. It relaxes me until I get the Medusa heads. That's what. Yeah. Then when a friggin' flying monkey or a Medusa head or a bat knocks you into the water 85 times, you're not so relaxed anymore. But I love Castlevania is. Oh, that's why it's here. It's one of my favorite games ever. And you talked about not being able to save and continue and blah. There was a lot of games like that. Well, this one, it would start you off, if you continued, you'd start off at the beginning of the level or whatever. But if you didn't get to where you needed to be, you had to leave it on. And I didn't. And sometimes I put black electrical tape over the red power light that would come on, so nobody would know my Nintendo was on. If my parents are watching this, sorry about the electric bill. I don't know how much an 8-bit Nintendo ate up, but I'm sorry. But the one time I was having a lot of trouble with the Grim Reaper. I like to use the boomerang. I was a boomerang guy. Later on, I realized holy water is the way to go. Get him in the corner. Blah, 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 blah. But I was using the bat, and he was beating it. But I finally beat him and everything. My dad was mopping the floor that day and everything. And he put the bucket down, and it knocked. It didn't turn the system off, but it knocked the tape up. And I was like, no, I threw a fit. Like nowadays, kids wouldn't have to deal with that because you could just save everything. But back then it was like, oh my God. But the good news was I could get up the Grim Reaper in no time at that point. But beating them was very hard for me back in the day. And then you saw me play it down in Fun Spot, and I can get to Dracula in like no time. But Dracula's monster, it's another game where you think you won. You beat Dracula, now comes Dracula's monster. He beat me down. Torque, can you show the picture that was taken of me that day, please? And this is not a planned picture. This is me truly devastated. And the guy on our guest tonight, Brian, snapped this one of me, and I am I'm exasperated. I'm tired. I'm probably got a few platinums in me. It was rough that day. But we had to start the Tecmo Bowl tournament, so I didn't beat him that day. So
yeah, I think we actually left the Nintendo because we were playing on a retro console. We were playing on a cartridge console. I think we actually left it on for hours at a time. You walked away for a little bit.
Yeah,
came
I
back
had to
to
walk
it.
away. Yeah, I was getting angry. I was throwing fits. So what was?
Looks like you should probably stick to Pong.
Who's coming out now?
How's Dwork even know what Pong is?
Right.
I'll have you know, Dwork, we play Neo nowadays. You talk about a frustrating game.
Oh my God,
that's one of them, buddy. And Madden Weekend League. Pong this. Pong this, Dwork. I'm sorry you have to deal with this.
That's all right. No, that's
nonsense.
Castlevania is another Konami masterpiece. I mean, everything about it, the music just the soundtrack alone, you hear the song and it puts you there, like where you were when you know what I mean? Every level, every stage, whatever you want to call it, has a different theme song, different colors they use. It's a masterpiece.
And a monster of the level, a big monster at the end. You got a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You got the Dracula. They put some well-known monster balls.
They pump it up because you're like, oh, here's a bat. Oh, big deal. I throw an axe at a bat, whatever. And then you can get through the first couple all right. And then all of a sudden they turn up the intensity to 11, where the room right before you get to the Grim Reaper, there's not a pixel on the screen.
The axes and the Medusa heads.
There's not a pixel on the screen that isn't covered by a knight or an axe or a bat or a Medusa head flying this way, that way. And it's like, that's the hardest part of the whole game.
That little strip right there is pretty tough because they throw candles up top, and you're like, I really kind of want to get but you don't have time. You're like, you might accidentally get a candle when you're hitting a Medusa head. But yeah, that little strip before the Grim Reaper.
No matter what hits you on those couple, it's only a couple screens. It's maybe 2-3 screens, I think. Mm-hmm. But no matter what hits you, it takes a quarter of your health away. So if you get hit 4 times, you're done with.
Yeah.
And that's before you even see the Grim Reaper.
Right.
So I mean, this was a challenging game, but a great game.
I'll tell you, I'm very good at that little spot right now.
It's tough.
Just because I had to get to the Grim Reaper. Like it's not to bring up Neo again, but you ever notice how good we are in the early levels? Like we know the maps, we know where everything is. because we died 10 million times on those maps.
Doing
That's
it.
why we
Yeah,
know where things are. The later on maps, I'm like, why don't I remember this as well? I'm like, oh, that's because my guy wasn't a complete wimp at this point.
right.
But those
You
are-
powered through.
And it's the same thing right before the Grim Reaper. I know, I can almost feel their movements coming at me.
Right.
It's great. You're at one with the Medusa heads. But